If you haven't seen it yet, I made a short video where I describe how to make this for less than $50 USD in parts, and it uses simple off-the-shelf parts available on Amazon. I just updated the code to show the day of the week along with everything else. There's my Geiger counter running in the basement. That data is pulling from Zabbix as this thing runs, so you can actually have this showing CPU, temperature, on your gaming rig, your whatever metrics you might have in Zabbix as a monitoring system. That's pulling from Home Assistant. That's showing the wattage on each of my electrical panels. It's an all-electric house, so there's 687 watts on panel A and 2.2 kilowatts on panel B. So that's again pulling from Home Assistant Live as we're watching it right now, and it's going to scroll through and kind of show some more stuff. Let's give it a second there. As I'm sitting here talking, it seems like it's going to take forever. Basically, this came from the fact that I was tired of looking online and finding, little time clocks that I could mount on my wall that were all extremely limited or cost $400 to $600. Again, this is less than $50 in parts. I hot glued it together, and I've got loose wires in there because I think it looks hackish and I liked the look. You could super glue this chassis together and everything else. That is wind speed on top and wind gusts, so this is pretty still out here right now, but this entire thing is glued together. You can see versus the size of my hand, it's a pretty large clock. That's a temperature, and that's barometric pressure. Those are, all this weather data is coming from Zabbix, so it's actively polling my Zabbix server right now, and it refreshes real time. And this is synchronizing, every time you see this page, it's synchronizing with my NTP server on-prem, and you're getting the time CDT, Central Time, and then the Greenwich Mean Time. I work with IT stuff, so a lot of times having GMT available is really nice for me, because I don't think in GMT. There's a GMT date on bottom, and the Central Standard Time date on top. And again, it's going to continue to loop through. Now, something interesting happens. When it went back to the time, it did something really cool. I started configuring all these clocks, and I got real tired of pulling them off the wall in my house and reprogramming them when I came up with a quick little tweak. So I've come up with a way to read text records from my local DNS server, and I'll put configuration data in my text records, and I'll use that to go through and do like simple settings like brightness adjustment or time offsets or anything like that. And I plan on expanding that later, where I'll have an entire JSON payload that'll basically configure the clock. I can deploy it through DNS. I've dealt with commercial clocks in K through 12 environments that don't have this sort of configuration, and you have to use some sort of Windows utility that's a pain in the butt. So anyhow, if you want to have a quick electronics project, this entire thing is on GitHub. It's not GitHub, it's on my Bitbucket, which is the same thing. Someone's going to get offended by that statement, but the source code's out there, the drawings are out there. I welcome anyone to build this, play with it, have fun. It's less than $50 USD at the time of my making this, so go build one. Have your CPU and monitor stats right there on your wall.